For over 20 years, the Caterpillar 797F has been the machine ultra-class mining runs on. 4,000 horsepower, 400 tons of payload per cycle, mechanical drivetrain. From the Pilbara to Arizona, the rule was simple. If your mine moved more than 200,000 tons a day, you ran cat trucks, yellow iron as far as the eye could see. But at BHP's South Flank iron ore mine in Western Australia, 41 haul trucks move the ore out of that pit every single day. 0 of them are Caterpillars. Every single one is a Komatsu 935. 320 short tons of payload, 2,700 horsepower diesel-electric drive. And here is the part that should stop you cold. They are not built in Japan. They are built in Peoria, Illinois. Caterpillar's own hometown. This is the story of how Komatsu quietly overtook Caterpillar in mining, why the biggest iron ore miner on the planet now runs Japanese, and what it means that the best-selling ultra-class haul truck on Earth is built 2 hours from where Caterpillar builds its own. Subscribe now, because the contract wins we are about to walk through explain everything about where mining equipment is heading over the next 10 years. Start with the South Flank numbers. BHP is the largest mining company in the world by market capitalization. When BHP commissioned the site, they had a choice. They could have run Caterpillar trucks, the American standard, backed by the largest dealer network in mining. Or they could run Komatsu. They chose Komatsu. 41 935 trucks on a single site. That is not a trial. That is not a pilot. That is a production commitment that locks Komatsu parts, Komatsu service, and Komatsu technicians into the site for the next 15 years. South Flank is not an outlier. Deeper into the Pilbara, the story is even starker. Rio Tinto has been partnering with Komatsu on autonomous haul trucks since 2008. In August of 2024, Komatsu delivered the 300th autonomous truck to Rio Tinto's Pilbara fleet. 300 autonomous Komatsu trucks, spread across 10 Australian mine sites, have collectively moved 4.8 billion tons of material across 8.9 million operating hours. 4.8 billion tons. Read that again. That is more iron ore than the entire United States produces in 10 years, moved by Japanese trucks that drive themselves. The question is how this happened, because for most of mining history, Caterpillar owned the category. Every open pit mine from Bingham Canyon in Utah to Escondida in Chile ran Caterpillar Yellow. Komatsu was the second brand, the Japanese challenger. The company you bought when you could not get enough cats fast enough. That is not how this category works anymore. The Komatsu 930E was introduced in Morenci, Arizona in 1995 as the world's first regular production ultra-class haul truck. The current 930E5 carries 320 short tons, powered by a Komatsu 516 diesel engine, feeding 2,700 horsepower through a fully solid-state AC electric drive system. By 2016, Komatsu had sold over 1,900 930E units globally, making it the best-sell truck in the world. That number keeps climbing. Here is the part most American mining engineers do not know. The 930E is not built in Japan. It is built in Peoria, Illinois, at the former Dresser Haulpack facility Komatsu absorbed decades ago. Peoria is Caterpillar's hometown. The company was founded there in 1925. 2 hours from that Komatsu factory in Decatur, Illinois, Caterpillar builds its own mining trucks, including the 797F. Think about what that means. The best-selling ultra-class mining truck on Earth is built in the same state where Caterpillar builds its own. Same talent pool, same supplier base, same steel, same hydraulic components. The Komatsu 930E uses diesel-electric drive. The Caterpillar 797F uses mechanical drive. That single decision, made in the early 1990s when Caterpillar designed the 797 platform, has cost Caterpillar the mining truck category. A mechanical drivetrain runs a diesel engine through a torque converter into a planetary transmission and then to the wheels. It has one fundamental weakness in large mining applications. On long downhill hauls, when a 350-ton loaded truck descends a ramp from a pit wall back to the crusher, the mechanical drivetrain cannot effectively recapture that kinetic energy. The truck has to dissipate the energy through the brakes. That generates heat. That burns through brake pads. That means downtime. A diesel-electric drivetrain does the opposite. The diesel engine drives a generator. The generator powers wheel motors at the rear axle. On the downhill, those wheel motors become generators themselves, retarding the truck through regenerative braking. The brakes barely work. The pads last longer. On a mine with a deep pit and long haul cycles, that advantage compounds into millions of dollars over the life of the truck. Caterpillar knew this. Caterpillar has known this since the 1990s, but the 797 platform was already committed to mechanical drive, and rebuilding it meant writing off the platform investment. So Caterpillar kept selling the 797. Komatsu kept winning the mines that did the math. Operators feel the difference too. On a steep ramp, a mechanical truck shifts through gears. A diesel-electric truck delivers continuous variable torque without shift points. That reduces operator fatigue and improves haul cycle consistency, which is the single biggest variable in mine productivity modeling. Operators who have run both will tell you the Komatsu cab is quieter and smoother than the Cat cab. Caterpillar finally responded with the 798 AC, an AC drive mining truck designed to compete with the 930E. The problem is timing. The 798 AC launched more than 15 years after the 930E hit the market. By the time Caterpillar had a competitive diesel-electric mining truck, Komatsu had already built the dealer relationships, the operator training programs, and the service technician pools across every major mining region on Earth. In 2017, Komatsu made the move that locked the strategy in place. The company acquired Joy Global for $3.7 billion. Joy Global was the leading underground hard rock mining equipment manufacturer in the world. Longwall shearers, continuous miners, roof bolters, shuttle cars. Equipment Caterpillar simply does not build at the same scale. A single mine could now run Komatsu iron from the underground face to the stockpile at the port. Caterpillar could not match that. The Cat dealer network used to be the counterweight to all of this. The original Caterpillar promise was that no matter where your mine sat, there was a Cat dealer within driving distance, parts in stock, technicians on call. That promise was real for decades. Then something happened through the 2010s. Consolidation. Service centers closed. Regional dealers got absorbed by larger holding companies. The guy who knew your fleet for 20 years retired, and the new guy was 35 and had never worked on a 797. Parts warehouses moved 2 states over. Ask anyone who has run a large mine in the last 10 years. Nordic operators, Australian operators, Irish contractors. Many of them tell you the same thing. They have not seen a new Cat delivery in years. This ties directly into right to repair. Caterpillar, like John Deere in agriculture, locked down diagnostic software through the 2010s. If you wanted to pull error codes off a Cat haul truck, you needed a Cat technician with a Cat laptop running Cat proprietary software. Independent mechanics could not do the work. Mines with their own in-house mechanic crews, which is most large mines, refuse to accept this. Every hour of downtime costs 6 figures. If a Cat truck throws an error at 2 in the morning and the nearest Cat technician is 8 hours away, the mine has a problem. Komatsu plays this differently. The diagnostic architecture is more open to independent mechanics. And the regional service structure mirrors what Cat dealers used to be before consolidation hollowed them out. There is a deeper pattern underneath all of this. Caterpillar answers to Wall Street. Every quarter, the company has to hit earnings targets for shareholders who have never set foot on a mine site. Komatsu operates inside a Japanese industrial structure that lets the company absorb short-term losses to win 20-year contracts. A Komatsu product manager can commit to pricing that pays off over the life of a mine. A Cat product manager under quarterly earnings pressure cannot. The American mining customer has felt this for years. Cat can do the same thing year after year because until now, there was no real competition. Then there is autonomy. This is where the Rio Tinto 300 truck number stops being impressive and starts being decisive. 8.9 million operating hours without human drivers. The software is mature. The safety case is built. Caterpillar has its own autonomous system called Command for Hauling, deployed at smaller scale at Suncor in Canada and a handful of other sites. But in absolute terms, Komatsu is years ahead. Once a mine commits to an autonomous Komatsu fleet, switching to Caterpillar means rebuilding the entire digital infrastructure. Nobody does that unless they have to. Caterpillar still sells more total machines, more engines, more power systems than Komatsu. In construction across North America, Cat still dominates. The 320 excavator, the D6 dozer, the 980 wheel loader, those categories are safe. But in ultra-class mining haul trucks, the numbers have reversed. Komatsu leads, and the gap is growing. So what happens next? The mining industry runs on capex cycles that span 15 to 20 years. When a mine commissions a fleet, that fleet typically stays on site for the life of the pit. Komatsu has now won the largest iron ore fleets in Australia, major copper operations in Chile, and coal operations in Indonesia. Those wins lock in parts, service, and technician pools for the next 2 decades. Komatsu does not need to win new contracts to extend its lead. It just needs to keep serving the contracts it already has. The 797F is still a great truck. It will still be produced in Decatur, Illinois for years. It will still move ore at major North American mines, but it is no longer the default. And at sites like BHP South Flank, it is not even in the conversation. When you stand at the edge of the South Flank pit and watch 41 Komatsu 935 haul iron ore up the ramp, the trucks are yellow. The pit looks like any American mine pit. But the trucks are Japanese in design, American in manufacturing, and Australian in operation. This is not about American loss or Japanese triumph. It is about which company understood mining economics faster, invested in diesel-electric drive earlier, and built the service infrastructure that stays open at 2 a.m. when a truck breaks down. And now Komatsu builds the best-selling ultra-class mining haul truck on Earth in Peoria, Illinois, 2 hours from where Caterpillar builds its own. If you have spent your career around mining iron, you already know this. The next time you see a Cat 797F on a mine site, look closely at what is parked next to it. Odds are good it is a Komatsu. Odds are better it is autonomous. Odds are certain that 20 years from now, there will be more Komatsu trucks in American mines than Cats. If you have watched this far, you already know this channel covers the heavy machinery stories nobody else is telling. Subscribe now, because next week we are breaking down why every major American concrete pump on every skyscraper above 50 stories was built by a company that is now Chinese-owned, and how nobody in American construction noticed for over a decade. This week, the answer is simpler. Caterpillar lost mining. The winning truck is built in Peoria. Komatsu won.